Hi guys, it's Rob here from Mindset First, and welcome back to another episode of Monday Mindset. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope 2021 is treating you guys well, and we are back to growth. We are back to our process of development, and today we are going to talk about automatic response as a result of learned repetitive behavior, right? So I've spoken plenty of times in the past about habits and building habits, and building the right habits are going to be extremely important when it comes to reaching success or high levels of performance. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about today in specific is going to be automatic responses, right? So when we see professional athletes in particular perform, a lot of the times it looks like they're not thinking, right? And this actually is because they really are not thinking about the things that they are doing. They are automatic responses that have become that way through learned repetitive behavior. So a very simple example that I have for you guys is brushing your teeth, right? You get up in the morning and you don't need to think about brushing your teeth, or you don't need to think about the process that you need to go through in order to brush your teeth. You simply get up and brush your teeth. Now, this is a result of repetitive learned behavior, right? Somebody has taught you this, and then through time, through repetition, it has become an automatic response. Now, the same thing happens with certain skills and a variety of different things that we need to do when we are either training or competing. And this is why when we see professional athletes compete, it all looks so simple, it all looks so smooth, it all looks like they are simply not thinking about what they are doing. Now, the good part is that any action in any circumstance, really, if practiced long enough, can become an automatic response. So let's take a midfielder from a soccer team as an example, right? So if this midfielder continuously practices passing the ball into open space, as soon as he receives it or she receives it, this will become an automatic response, right? So we have this particular scenario. Now let's take a different scenario. If the individual is consistently practicing getting out of 2-on-1 situations, we'll say as a defender. So the individual, the player is a defender, and they consistently are practicing getting out of 2-on-1 situations where they're pressured and they're under a lot of stress, and let's say their go-to when they're training is going to be finding an open space and playing the ball back to the keeper, right? This will then become an automatic response, and it is really the same thing for any sport in any given situation. If we can practice a particular behavior, a learned behavior, over and over again, and we become consistent in practicing that behavior, it over time will become an automatic response. And this is simply because we're building a habit, right? And habits usually tend to be what realistically our automatic responses are, right? So another example for you guys, if you have developed a habit of not allowing yourself to, let's say, verbally be proud or verbally be happy about what it is that you're doing, what will end up happening if somebody comes up to you and says, hey, you had a great game, your automatic response is going to be, it was okay, thank you, is all right, I could have played better. And again, this has simply developed through learned behavior and repetitive learned behavior, which has then led to that automatic response. And so, I can give you guys a ton of different examples, but I want you to really pay attention to the things that you were doing. And this is simply because through the development of habits, we then develop these automatic responses. Now, it's very important that we pay attention to the behaviors that we are engaging in and what kind of behaviors we are consistently doing and how they are impacting our day-to-day lives. If these behaviors, thoughts, self-talk, whatever the case is, if these learned behaviors then become a consistent thing, it leads us to these automatic responses, right? And it can lead you to being, consistently negative, consistently positive. It can lead you to having certain responses in certain situations, whether it is physical or psychological or emotional. And it could lead to a lot of either very positive outcomes or very negative outcomes. So I need you guys to be very aware of these learned behaviors, and I need you guys to be very aware of what it is that you are practicing and you are consistently doing over and over again, because these will lead you down two separate paths, whether it is a positive or a negative path. So guys, I hope that this has helped today. What I want to share with you guys as well is that for this upcoming week, you will be getting a couple of videos from me talking on different topics almost every single day, and a mixture of a couple of pictures as well, just giving you guys little tips on certain things. So be on the lookout for that. The next couple of weeks are going to be very heavy on content from us here at Mindset First, from not only a sport perspective, but as well as a counseling and mental health perspective, and as well as a nutritional perspective as well. So a lot of content coming to you guys. The next 3 weeks are going to be filled with a lot of information, a lot of educational pieces, and we really hope that you guys can enjoy that and take this this information and use it, and hopefully it is beneficial to you guys. So guys, remember, be very cautious as to which learned behaviors we are practicing. They do become habits, which then turn into our automatic responses. And this is something that we need to be very mindful of, as they do become our day-to-day automatic responses. So guys, have a fantastic day. I look forward to talking to you guys all tomorrow. And remember that the mindset always wins.